hello. This is Topsy. This is Topsy here in Kyiv, Ukraine. So who is joining me? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the king in you. Hello, guys. Yesterday we had an awesome section. We're looking at the king in you. The king in you. Hello, Channel Kura. Kura, thank you for joining. You're the first today. Please share this video, invite your friends. Let's talk about the king in you. Hello, Emmanuel Benson. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Share this video, invite your friends. We want to continue where we stopped yesterday. The king in you. The king in you. Yesterday was awesome. Yesterday was beautiful. Yesterday was great. Yesterday was wow. No, I wasn't even expecting what I got yesterday, but thank God. It turned out to be really inspiring, really great. So guys. So share this video, invite your friends. We are looking at the king in you part 2. The king in you part 2. So come on. Let's share the video, invite your friends. I hope my network is stable. I hope I'm okay. I hope you can hear me. So drop your comments and tell me if you can hear me properly. If we are good to go. We started this topic titled The King in You yesterday, and it was awesome. It was wow. I was even blessed because what I shared yesterday, I didn't see that coming. I didn't expect it. It was just flowing, and it wasn't my power, it wasn't my wisdom, it wasn't my grace. It was God who was trying to inform his people, trying to remind them of the kings that is living in them. So share this video, invite your friends. Share guys. Share this video, invite your friends. Invite your friends. Let's talk about it. The king in you part 2. We did part 1 yesterday. For those of you who missed part 1, don't forget to go watch part 1. Yesterday's one was wow. It was awesome. It was great. It was wonderful. I give God the praise. So. Hello, Nanso, Emma. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video. Invite your friends. We are still looking at the topic we started yesterday, titled The King in You. The King in You. I told you guys yesterday that several times when I heard people preach about the king in you, the king in you, the king in you is waking up, the king in you is standing up, the king in you. What we all hear is the spiritual king in us. That's what I get to hear every time when we look at the word, the king in us. The king in us looks as if it's just the Holy Spirit living inside of us and all that. Hello, Mali, darling, thank you for joining. Share this video, please, darling. God bless you. Invite your friends as well. We started this topic titled The King in You. Do you know you have a king living inside of you? I am not talking about the Holy Spirit here. I am talking about another aspect of the king that is living inside of you. So, darling, please share this video. Share. Invite your friends. Invite your friends. Today is going to be another beautiful day. Another awesome package that God has for us today. Trying to bring out the kings. Trying to remind us of the kings. Living inside of us. So share guys, share. My name is Topsy and I'm here in Kyiv, Ukraine. So the king in you, Hello, Mr. Albert and Sikak. Thank you for joining. God bless you. I missed you guys. How's your wife and your beautiful child? How they doing? I'm talking about the king in you. We started the topic yesterday about the king in you, and people were thinking I was going to go religious. We're going to go spiritual. They thought it's the spiritual aspect of the king. You know, when we look at it, when people hear the word king, they feel like, oh, maybe it has to do with the Holy Spirit living inside of us and all that. Well, today we're not looking at that. They are not looking at that aspect of the king living in you. We are going to look at another aspect of the king in you. So share this video, share, invite your friends. Share this video, invite your friends. I'm doing same. You can see my tab. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm doing same. So share, guys. Share. Invite your friends, and we will be ready to go. We'll be ready to go. The king in you. Do you believe you have a king in you? Do you believe you have a king living inside of you? Hello, Ma. Thank you so much for joining. I missed you. It's been a while. Thank you so much, Adewale, for joining. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Please share this video, invite your friends. I missed all of you. Hello, Akubema. Thank you for joining. God bless you. God bless you. We are looking at the topic, the king in you. We started yesterday, and when I was about ending the topic, somebody was already telling me, don't, please continue, please continue. I was like, whoa, was I really making sense? Because it really sounded like the king in us. I don't know if some people really got what I was trying to talk about yesterday. I told them that, you know, when we hear the king in you, you know, those of us who are very religious, and then when I was in Africa, when we hear the preacher want to talk about the king in you, we all look at the spiritual aspect of the king living inside of us. So we all scream, you know, it's either the Holy Spirit, or it's Jesus Christ, or it's God, and all that. So, you know, the atmosphere will be charged up, and you just feel so important, and, you know, glorifying God, how much He has made you to be a king, and all that. But after the vibe, after the motivation, what happened next? It's as if nothing happens, as if all the words the preacher said never made any sense to you. So, but today we're bringing to you another aspect of the king in you, and trust me, it is not spiritual this time around. It has to do with you as an individual, you as what you're carrying, you as what you have inside of you. So, Mr. Ifoma said, I know school's out, kids are keeping me busy. Okay, I understand. They are really keeping you busy. Those are your beautiful kids. Okay, just enjoy their presence now, because when school starts, everybody's going to be busy, and you're going to be missing them at all. So, the king in you, the king in you. So guys, share the video, invite your friends. We want to talk about the king in you, part 2. We looked at part 1 yesterday, and it was wow, it was beautiful, it was great, it was mind-blowing, it was amazing, and I was even blessed. You can imagine, I was even blessed, and we thank God for yesterday. So if you missed the one of yesterday, please go check it out. The king in you part 1 is right there on my Facebook page. So, and one of the stuff I was talking about yesterday was how much God has built inside of us as humans, but we don't know. We don't know, because if you don't know, you're just going to be worshiping men who are who you are, you know, who are not better than you, who are nowhere better than you. Hello, Chris Ejima, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video, invite your friends. So a lot of reason why people worship men out there, a lot of people why people wish to be like another, is because they do not understand the king in them. They don't understand that they want even more than the person they are looking up to. They don't imagine, they can't see that they want more than the person that they are depending on. That they feel their life is tied around, that they feel their family is tied around. Oh, without this person, I don't think I can survive. Without this person, I don't think I can live. Without this person, I don't think I can make it here on earth. So it's like this person owns me. This person is my life. This person says go, I go. This person says stand, I stand. So you can imagine. But the king in you is just wishing you can give him a look. You can just sit down and write and just think from your head. So you can be aware that you want more than you can imagine. I hope I'm audible. I hope I'm clear. I hope I am good to go. I hope this network is okay. Can somebody tell me if you can hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. So the king in you, when you don't understand the king live inside of you, you're going to live in error. In the error of society, what society has built for us. In the error of religion, thinking that it is this man or this woman who has been ordained to save me. It is this person or it is this company that has all it takes to make me a personality. Without this company, there is no me. I can't be a human. Hello, Theophilus Mwakonko. Thank you for joining me once again. God bless you. Please share this video, invite your friends. I hope you enjoyed the one of yesterday. People don't understand how much they carry inside of them, how much they worth, how much God has impacted inside of them, and that is why they are wasting time. They are wasting their life. They are thinking that, oh, if I could get a job in Steve Jobs' company, I am made. If I could get a job, even as a cleaner in Bill Gates' company, I am made. That is the mind of a slave. That is the mind of a slave. A slave child does not see beyond, his or her thoughts. It can only be the mind of a slave. When you have been made as a king, but you don't know that you are already a king, you're already a princess, you're already a queen. Because you don't know, you just wish to settle in another king's palace. You want to just relax in another king's palace. You just want to dwell in a man who had discovered the king in him and worked so hard to spring it out to make it a celebrity. And then all you are doing is to just stay around that man's palace and then become his slave. Become his slave. Those are some of our wishes. Those are some of Africans, some of our wishes, some of our dreams. Is just to work for NNPC oil company. It's just to work in one big company where you get paid, high amounts and all that. You never knew that you were a king. You never knew that you were a carrier of the same thing you are chasing. You never knew that you can compete. You can become one of the richest men in the whole universe. You don't know because you don't understand. You don't just understand the king in you. There is a king in you, and until you allow that king, until you give it time to spring up, until you start relying on yourself, until you start looking inside of yourself, realizing the king in you and bringing it out and working like no other, using the rule of 10,000 hours, converting your time, you will not, that king in you will not spring out. That king in you will be hidden, will be hidden for life. You can live your next 70 years, die and be forgotten without anybody knowing that you are a king carrier, that you are carrying a king inside of you. A lot of people out there are just waiting, running a helter-skelter, looking for man's appraiser. Hello, Crow. Thank you for joining. Please share this video. Invite your friends. People are just running helter-skelter, looking for a way, a means whereby another man could say, "Oh, bravo! He works in. Oh, this guy is made. This guy is already made. Come on, guy." I have a cousin who said to me, "Gift, I heard you in Ukraine and things are not working out in Nigeria. please, can you get me a job? And I was like, oh, sorry, there's no job here in Ukraine because of the language and all that. And this guy has 2 degrees. This guy has two degrees, 2 degrees. And then he said, okay, if you can't get me a job, then let me do drugs. I just get me something, even if it's drugs, I want to carry drugs so that I can make money. You can imagine. That is the mind of a slave. I was amazed. In fact, for a few minutes, I was speechless. I didn't believe that somebody who has 2 degrees, who is carrying a king in him, will be thinking of how to carry drugs, because the situation in Nigeria is hectic. It's crazy. So the only way out is to get drugs, is to make quick money, get quick rich mentality. That is what is hovering around about, not just in Nigeria, all over the world. And that is why the people who have realized the kings living in them, when they develop, they invest their time, build out the king in them, and they become personalities, the slave masters, the slave minds come to work for them, and then they enslave you with some chicken change, with some peanuts they call money, because as you're working, they are increasing your salary. You're like, oh wow, I think you're putting more effort so that you can be promoted and be promoted until you promote, and then you are no more. By the time you get 70, 75, 80, they retire you. You no longer have value, and then that is how you die off. And you cannot believe when imagine that time when the 70 years man is busy running at his skater, feeling like a big boy, riding a jeep and thinking he's living life. And a small boy of 7 years in China is using that same time to convert, to create a new technology. And when the new technology, comes out, that new technology will be such that will improve the company, and then the company will retrench their workers. When they retrench their workers, if any of those men fall prey and unprepared, they go into stroke because it was a shock. And before you know it, they get sick and they die because they thought that it was all going to be rosy, it was all going to be beautiful, that their life is tied to this company. They want to keep making the same amount of money they've been making for the past 10 years. They thought everything is going to continue like that until the next 100 years of their life. So when they tie their life there, and then that boy discovers that technology, and the boy is being announced to the whole world, that small 7 years old boy becomes a personality, and his product is selling all over the universe. And that 50 years old man is being retrenched from work because of a 7 years old boy who converted his time and built a new technology. Jesus. You can't imagine the minds of slave mentality roving all over the whole world today. Hello Sadare, Loti, thank you for joining. Please share this video, invite your friends. So we started this topic yesterday titled The King in You. And one of the kings I mentioned that is living inside of us is what I call talent. I did that yesterday. I'm not going to go too much into that. And the second one I mentioned was gifts. I talked about how that if talent was not important, God wouldn't have mentioned the story in the Bible for us to all learn. If it was not relevant, God wouldn't have bothered himself bringing out that story about talent in the Bible for us to learn. Hello, Coffee Power, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video, invite your friends. We are looking at the King in you, the King living inside of you. And that King is not just the Holy Spirit. That King is your potential. That is one of the kings living in you. I talked about 2 kings living in us yesterday. One I said was talent yesterday, and the second I said was gifts. And today we're looking at potentials. These are some of the gifts living inside of us. These are some of the kings living inside of us. Sometimes you have ability to do something, and then you think because that thing cannot fetch you enough money, let me just get Uncle Sam fixed in my life so I can make quick money. Oh Jesus, and you have a plan for your life, and the next 50 years that plan will remain unfulfilled, unaccomplished, because you know what the companies do to you is that they tie you with a chain. They take every bit of your time, every bit of your energy, your intellectuals. They keep you in bondage, so that at the end of a month or at the end of a week or what, according to your kind of job, you are being paid peanuts. And then you think the money looks huge, you think you are making something meaningful. By the time you pay tax, you pay government tax, you pay one thing or the other, you eat, before you know, you can't even find what you worked for. You can't really place. You are looking at the change remaining. You really cannot see what you have been running head to scatter for. But because we don't understand the king in us, and that is why companies men that have discovered companies, that have discovered the kings in them and have built great companies, that will always keep men in slavery. You don't have time to think for yourself. You don't have time to think for your family. You don't have time. Just as the clock is ticking, your life is ticking, and it's like there is nothing. You can't account for 365 days of your life and say, wow, I was able to use this period and this period in 365 days to put this amount of time into my passion, into my potentials. There was nothing. Don't forget, men who have discovered the kings in them will always rule over those who have not discovered the kings in them. And those people who have not discovered the kings in them are the slave minds, the minds of a slave. A guy inboxed me yesterday and he said, gifts, how much is a dollar here in Ukraine compared to Nigerian currency? Okay, compared to Ukrainian currency, I told him that Ukrainian currency is about 26 to a dollar, but in Nigeria we have about, I think, 370 or 400 naira per dollar. And then he was like, whoa, that Ukrainian currency have more value than Nigerian naira. And I said, yes, of course it does, because we are facing economic recession and we're having a lot of problems already in the economy. He was like, oh, that he's thinking of coming to Ukraine. I was like, oh, beautiful. So what are you coming to do? He's like, oh, I'm looking for a sugar mommy, a woman who has money, so that, we can rub minds together. This is a boy of less than 25 years. The mind of a slave. The mind of a slave child will always think like a slave. Somebody cannot think outside the box of just making quick money. So I asked him, did you say you're looking for a Ukrainian sugar mommy that has money so that you can come here and then reside and have resident permits and you have fun with this woman? You don't even care if the woman has diseases. You don't even care any other thing. You don't care about your life. You don't care about the king in you. You don't care about the future. You don't care about so much you're carrying. You don't care about your potential. You don't care about your giftings. You don't care about your talent. You don't care about anything. What you care about is to lie under the laps of Delilah, have fun, have money. I was amazed. I was amazed. Because if that guy understood the king in him, if he understands what he's carrying inside of him, he will not for 1 minute think of having somebody of, he doesn't even care the age. Even if the woman was 80 years, he don't care. He just want to hang around somebody who is rich, a woman who has money to take care of him. This is a boy of less than 25 years old. He's already having a slave mentality. He does not understand the king in him. He does not understand how much he worth. He does not understand how much he's carrying. And when you don't understand it, you misuse your life. You misuse your time. You misuse your potentials.
I don't understand what is raging all over the whole universe today. People are running the rat race, running from one place to another, trying to acquire certificates, trying to get a good job, trying to get a good wife, trying to get good children, or trying to get a good home. Everyone wants to be comfortable. Everyone wants to be... No, but nobody wants to work. And believe me, the work I'm talking about is not the work of employment, of getting a job. The work is the work that Jesus was trying to tell Adam in the Garden of Eden. It's the work of the mind. The work of the potentials. You look at yourself, you look at what you're carrying. You don't look down at yourself. You don't look down on yourself. You have so much to carry. You should start thinking in a way to build your mind, to build yourself so much that you become so good that any company that has ability to, recognize you, you will help any falling company regain its strength. You will help any falling company to become even better. People don't want to do self-education. What we are all chasing after is formal education because of certificate. Because if you don't get it, it's as if our whole life is off. Listen, all the great men and women here on earth, go and read their biographies. It was not a bed of roses. They did not just fold their arms and just wake up and they became great. They all work towards their greatness. They never have a slave child mentality. They never had a slave child mentality. They always invest their time. Warren Buffett invested his time. Bill Gates invested his time. Look at Thomas Edison. He invested his time. Thomas Edison invested his time so much that when he enters his workshop, working to discover the light bulb, it was said that this man will be in a room for close to a week without water, without food, and people will be knocking at this door thinking that this man is gone. They thought he's dead. Come out, come and take your food, come and eat. It's like, you've been here for some days. It's like, oh, I thought I just came in here yesterday. I thought I just entered this house yesterday. That is a man and a mind that is thinking to change his world. He was so vexed. He was so angry the way the world is, and he wanted to contribute his own quarter to better the earth. You know what is wrong with most of us is that we have become so selfish that we don't think about others. We have become so selfish. We just want to be comfortable. We want our families to be comfortable, our grannies to be comfortable, our friends be comfortable. But we are not thinking about our communities, our country, our nation, the world at large. Jesus wasn't thinking about himself. He wasn't just relying on how he will be comfortable in his glorious chair and asking everybody to come to him. But he was going out, reaching out to people. He never waited for anybody to, make him feel like he's just the king. Of course, he's the King of Kings, but he has to work. He has to work as well. I was telling people in one of my videos when I was teaching. I said, the Bible says he's the Almighty, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. There is no God like him. He is a God that seeth before anything is done. He sees tomorrow before the tomorrow comes. He knows everything that will happen on earth before it happens, every minute, every second. But as great as Jesus, as powerful as Jesus, he still molded you and I. He still put his hand in the mold that molded a man. Molded a man. Why didn't he say, since he has all the powers, why didn't he say, he just crossed his legs and say, okay, because I'm Jesus, hello sand, just stand up and mold Adam. And now I want to make Eve. Let's, Adam, I want to, okay, I've made you now from the dust. Okay, I want another one that will complement you. Since I have the power, Eve, come out from Adam. Whoa. Whoa. You think he had no abilities to do that? You think Jesus had no power to say, let the sun start walking on the floor? Let the moon start walking on the floor? He made everything perfect. He arranged everything properly. He knew what is needed at all times. He walked. But you know what? We don't want to walk. A lot of us today, we don't give a shit. We don't give a damn about, trying to use our minds, trying to use our potentials, trying to use our giftings. All we care about is how that we can be comfortable, how that we can acquire wealth, how that we can enrich ourselves, how that we can get our wealth, and have fun within ourselves. Thank you so much, Ma Lindsay Ngunobi, for joining. God bless you. Please share this video, invite your friends. I'm talking about the king in you. There is a king in you. Some of us are writers. Some of us have the abilities to put words together to inspire men out there. Some of us are good writers. Where are your kings? Where did you keep your kings? How come you have forgotten you have kings in you? How come you have forgotten what you are carrying inside of you? How come you have forgotten what you want? How come you have soon forgotten your potentials? How come you have let go of those dreams and those visions? I imagine there are some people who had dreams, who had visions, who had goals, and guess what? The moment maybe they had those dreams and those visions when they were not financially stable, and the moment they got a man who is very wealthy, who they got married, and you know what some of them did? They just forgot about all their visions, all their goals, all their potentials. They just let it go. It's like, let me enjoy my husband's wealth. Let me enjoy. He got enough. He got a company. He got companies in different countries. Let us have fun. I'm tired of poverty, so let me enjoy. Forgetting that potential God puts in you, it's not for you. It's not just for you to glorify yourself. It's for you to be a blessing to humanity. It is for you to put smiles in people's face. Do you know that even your write-up can save a soul? Somebody out there is about to commit suicide. You don't know how far your book can go. Can save a soul who wants to commit suicide. At that moment, he or she is just flipping through Facebook and just see a post and just click it, and lo and behold, it's your book, and the person just run a page of it and the whole thing disappears. It's like you reminded them of how important they are. You don't know you have saved a soul. You don't know how heaven is happy for you. Many of us are thinking, if God is just happy when we win souls, when we go to church, when we give offerings, when we give tithes, when we just do the religious thing, we thought that is what Jesus is all happy about. But do you know how much joy you will bring to him whenever you release the potentials he has given to you, the talents he has given to you, the giftings, those ideas that dropped in your mind and you put them down? Where are the books? When you put your time and convert your time so much into studying about that particular thing you've written, studying so much about that thing you have discovered, making sure to look for a way to bring it to reality, to converting it into product. You don't know how much more people you will reach out there. You will reach millions of people rather than just going to church and playing religion. Hello, Afolabi Victor, thank you for joining. Please share this video, invite your friends. So most of us are just busy playing religion. We don't know there is a king in us, and that king is not just the Holy Spirit, but the giftings, the talents, the things he has put inside of you, those ideas that came to your head. You did not bring it. You didn't put it there by yourself. You are not in control, 100% in control of your life. If you are, why don't you say, I will die in the next 2 minutes? And if Jesus said he were not going to die, no matter what you do, believe me, you're not going to die. So no matter how powerful you are, he is still in control. He is still in control. So there is a king in you. There is a king in you. The kings that lives in you, they are a lot. Beautiful, they are a lot. In technology, if you have passion to go into technology, beautiful. Do you know what Steve Jobs said in one of his quotes? That even you can produce what others can use. Even you can imagine Steve Jobs said to us, even you, for him to have opened his mouth and said, even you can produce what others can use, is because he has realized that for a king to spring up, what we need is discipline. What every human on earth needs is discipline. When you discipline yourself and you focus on what you have passion to do, you put in your time, it won't take long. You are going to spring up the king in you. The king in you is going to wake up. Is going to rise up. So for Steve Jobs to see that you and I can produce what others can use, it is not only him that is born to produce what we will use, but you and I can still produce what all of us will use. It's because he knows that if every man born on this earth can start thinking, start seeing the better part of them, they will become personalities. They will become world changers. They will become history makers. Do you know, I can't imagine, how many people were laughing at Steve Jobs when he was trying to make a good phone. I can't imagine when he had no finance to go about it. Some people were laughing because I told some of my classmates that some of those people who started companies today start from zero naira. They started from zero kobo. They started from the scratch. They started from beginning. It was as if they had nothing. And one of my classmates was like, "No, Gift, I don't think you can start a company like that. I think you should. It will be better if you finish school, you get a certificate, and then you get a loan from the government." Listen, if you don't understand how companies run, if you don't pay the price of study, time conversion, trying to study the same thing you want to do, why others failed and why others succeeded, you are about to crash. You will crash in the same thing you want to do. You will crash because you don't have 100% idea of that aspect of life. But because everybody is into that pattern, into that thing, you just want to go into it out of emotion, out of the get rich mentality, get rich quick mentality. So you think, oh, if I do this, there's no way I can, I want to succeed, blah, blah, blah. You just run into it. Well, the king in you is calling out for you to give him a listening ear. Just listen to the king in you. There is a king in you, and until you wake up, until you wake that king up, it will not wake up. If you have passion to change the educational system in your country, beautiful. Go and study documentaries of schools that has come to light and they failed. Why they failed? Those ones who have succeeded, why are they succeeding? Even the ones that are succeeding, what are they lacking? What are they lacking? When you get one of their weak points, then you can start working in your own project to get that weak point fixed in your own idea. When you get that weak point, and when everybody sees that what is lacking in that company, what is lacking in that school, what is lacking in this phone, in this laptop is here. Everybody wants to get that one. There is a king in you. There is a king in you. There is a king in you. Hello, Mark, Anthony, thank you for joining. Hello, Saku, Fred, Victor, thank you for joining. Please share this video, invite your friends. The king living inside of us is not just the Holy Spirit. The king living inside of us is not just the Holy Spirit. For those of us that are very, very religious. I told you yesterday how that Oprah Winfrey is making history today, becoming one of the greatest women that has ever lived, one of the richest African women today. Not because she came from a wealthy background, not because her father was Bill Gates, not because her father was Clinton, not because her father was a president of the United States, but because she realized the king in her. She discovered the king in her and she began to work on it. She was working on it, she was dropping ideas on how to go about it, and she was working tirelessly for it. You don't understand how far your visions and your dreams can go. You cannot imagine. You think that thing you are doing will not mean anything to the world. Wait until we get perfect one. Wait until you get it right. Wait until you put all your energy doing it. You will be amazed how much it's going to spread around the whole world. Be the first person to discover the cure of HIV. Let's see if it will not go international. Let's see if it will not go international. If you will not become a billionaire. Let's see. What are you saying? What are you talking about? You have all it takes. When your passion is in medicine, study medicine like no other. Ben Carson, who is one of the greatest surgeons today, he is a black. So no race, no color, nothing can stop you. God has given you everything you can think of. The only thing you have to do is to just sit down. Oh Jesus, just sit down and think. I have passion. Oh, I can't see people. I'm so pained when I see people dying of HIV. Do you know how many billion people we have lost all over the world of the same sickness? HIV have been in existence for how many years? And not one person, Jesus, not one person had discovered the cure to this sickness. But do you know what? The cure to HIV is not far-fetched. You know where they are? They are in the natural trees, plants, scattered all over the whole world. But no man has taken its time to go do the research. I know they've been on it, but how long? Millions of people are infected, are dying. People die on a daily basis. People are being infected. Jesus. And just one man's discovery can save a whole generation. Just one man's discovery can save millions of lives. Do you know if an African child of 7 years old discovers the cure of HIV? You see this as this racism. People are saying, oh, we don't want you, you are a black monkey, you are what monkey. Nobody will care who is a monkey here. As long as your results is what will save my life, I don't care if you're a black monkey, I don't care if you're a white monkey, give me the results. That is what people are after. They will no longer care if we are a black monkey or white monkey, if we are intelligent, if we have certificates, if we are anointed, if we are an ethics, if we are a Muslim, if you are what. They don't care who discovers that thing. Once it's something that when they apply to their illness, they get whole, they don't care again. Do you know the pain, the trauma that people go through every day, taking drugs on a daily basis? Thank you so much, Mr. Edin, for joining. God bless you. Please share this video, invite your friends. Nobody will care again when we all discover the king living inside of us and then we use it to the fullest. When this person is in technology, this person is in science, this person is in agriculture, this person is in politics, we are all doing what we are supposed to be doing here on earth. Believe me, this earth will be heaven for us. This earth will be such that unborn children will be asking God to bring them here. They want to enjoy this beautiful earth. This whole corruption thing will die off. It will not be a talk of the day. It is because governors, presidents, senators, local government councils, they do not understand. They do not have knowledge in what they are even doing. They just got there out of emotion, out of their quest for power. I just want to belong. And I must get it at all costs. And get rich quick mentality is also there. Uncle Sam is also in politics. Because when you get into the political system of Nigeria, you become a big boy. So everybody wants to get into politics because they will make so much for their children to come. When people understand the king living in them, they will become the best presidents that has ever lived and existed in the history of the whole universe. When people understand the kings living in them, we will have the best technology. We will have the best in the whole, in the whole universe put together. The whole universe will be enjoying beautiful technologies from people who had understood the kings in them. When people understand the kings in them, oh Jesus, see, the doctors will do less work. Do you know what the work of the doctors? They will all be scattered abroad with their spectacles, with their discovery, with their machineries inside, gardens, bushes, trying to use the leaves to make research. Trying to use the natural resources God has given to us, making researches. So people who will be, coming inside the hospital, what they come to do is just to come and do checkup. It's just to come and see how healthy they are. It's just to come and check their weights. It's to do things that are not weighty, that can make a doctor lose his consciousness. If you go to hospitals today in different countries, you will see multitude of people sick of one sickness or the other. Because men do not understand the kings in them. And that is why people now go into studying medicine, because it is lucrative. We now have quack doctors who can kill people at ease. They prescribe drugs that doesn't relate to what you are having, and that is how we have mass deaths. People even get sicknesses that they did not even have before they came to the hospital. When we understand the kings living inside of us, we will do more than we can imagine. And guess what? You will not just become a history maker. You will not just become a personality. You will also be a world changer. You will put joy in the heart of men. You will glorify God. Mr. Enoch, thank you for joining. God bless you. And that is why Building Minds is bringing to you today the king in you. There is a king in you. There is a king in you and I. Let us all wake up. I hope somebody can hear me. Hope you can hear me. Hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, please tell me you can hear me. If you can hear me, please tell me you can hear me. And as you come in, please don't forget to share this video. Invite your friends. We're still looking at the king in you. the King in you. Oh, thank you so much, Ma. She says she can hear me. Mrs. Ufoma, God bless you. So there is a king in you. There is a king in me. I talked about yesterday how Oprah Winfrey was a talkative when she was growing up, according to her grandmother. She loves to talk. When she was growing, she was always screaming, running up and down, as a little child. But, some other persons, some other parents, some other neighbors would see it as a weakness, that this child is always making noise. This child is a talkative. But you know what? The grandmother never saw weakness. She saw a strength. She saw a strength in her daughter, in her granddaughter. And then she began to train her child. She began to train her voice. She began to train her mind. She began to train her mind. And before you know it, when Oprah Winfrey got, when she was still in college, she was going to a radio station to, do some commentaries and all that, just like a talk show. She was so good. She was so good that, she developed that radio station. She developed that station. And people were now trooping in, coming to listen to her program because she was full of wisdom. And her voice was such a very, sweet voice, something you can want to listen to. Just like that. As she was doing that thing, she was already planning on how she can better her life with the voice that she had. Just the talking voice, not the singing voice. She was getting ideas. She was writing her ideas. She was penning down her ideas, how she can go about it. Just like that. As she was working for that radio station, she was penning down what she wants to become in life and where she wants to be in life. Hello, Abdul Sani. Thank you for joining. Please share this video, invite your friends. I missed you. Where have you been? So, that is how this lady, Oprah Winfrey, was, doing this thing constantly. And she was working on herself, making connections on how she can get her own station. You can't imagine. Little by little, people started inviting her for talk. People started inviting her even after school. People started inviting her for shows. And believe me, as they're inviting her for shows, they were putting money in her pocket. The same money Uncle Sam would have paid her even less. She was getting even more by working on herself and her potentials and the things she enjoys doing. Hello, Anthony Emmanuel. Thank you for joining. God bless you. I've missed you. Where have you been? So that was how this Oprah Winfrey, this great woman, this great lady, never saw herself, she's from the poor home. She's from a very, very poor home, but she never allowed her background to, speak for her. She never allowed her background to make her feel less of a human. She was working, training her voice, reading books, building herself, reading and building her mind, such that when she stands in a crowd to talk, she speaks so much wisdom. Men began to pay for her talk shows. And believe me, before they come to listen to Oprah Winfrey, they pay a whole lot of money. And that was how presidents started inviting her, because she was full of so much wisdom. She had built herself so much that she became a personality. And before you know it, this woman opened a station. She started up a TV station. Do you know her TV station? Even the Queen of England, hers cannot compete that of Oprah Winfrey. That it was a child that was coming from a poor home. A child that everybody had written of. A child that her grandmother was thinking she was still going to remain a slave like that, the grandmother. The grandmother was also working for somebody like a slave. And she thought that the same thing will happen to her granddaughter. And then the only prayer the grandmother was praying is that the people her daughter will stay with will treat her with respect. She never knew she was talking to a personality, a world changer, a history maker. And do you know today, Oprah Winfrey is one of the richest black women in the whole world. You can type even right now, women who influence the world. Her name will be the first before Hillary Clinton. This was a child who was coming from a low background, who nobody was thinking she was going to become anything in life. Ajayi Bimpe, thank you for joining. Benjamin, thank you for joining. Share this video, invite your friends. There is a king in you. Come on, guys. There is a king in you. And until you wake it up, it will not wake up. Until you realize it, you will still remain as a slave child. You will still remain as a slave child. Worshipping those who have recognized the kings in them and worshipping religion. Thinking that God has brought you to this earth only to run scatter, doing religion and then looking for job and looking for a way to just have small place to call home and then to enjoy and keep aspiring to one day buy a Jeep, to one day buy a house, to one day become life change, life becomes better. But what God has for you is way beyond that. You are carrying so much inside of you, but you don't know it. You haven't seen it yet. You haven't realized it yet. There is a king in you. There is a king in you. We need to wake up. Maybe you are a good writer. Start writing. Start writing. Put up something. You can't imagine the places your thoughts can go to. You think it's a very big deal to become a writer. It is not a big deal. It is not a big deal. Why not start first? Stop the procrastination and start something. Stop thinking of just working for people for the rest of your life. Men will keep using you. They will keep using you, enslaving you, because you have the mind of a slave. You have the mind of a slave, so the only thing they can give to you is peanuts called money. They will enslave you. You keep working until the rest of our lives. God is asking us to wake up and come to realize the kings that is living inside of us. And those kings are our potentials, our giftings, our talents, what he has given to us. You can better anything you see that has been produced here on earth. You can make it better. If you have passion for that aspect of life, let's say it's technology, look for something that is not in the laptop. Go and study binary so much so that you can code. You can start looking for a way to produce a phone. Look for ways to produce a laptop. Look for laptops that are top standard. Check what is in this laptop, that if I improve it, this my own will become a world standard, a best standard. Put that idea there. See, these things we are all seeing, we thought we have come to the end of the road, is just a shadow. It's a shadow. Those people just made what they thought will help us. Of course, it's helping us, but you and I can improve it. You and I can better it. The only thing we need is to start thinking, is to start doing self-education, is to start studying on this aspect of life that we have passion for. If you have passion to better the educational system of your country, start reading. Read about educational settings of other schools. Why are they the best? What made them the best? What do they teach? What are their curriculum like? What are their managerial abilities like? How do they run the school? Read. That is how you start setting your own school, because you have a vision, you have a standard of what you want to better. Get something that is not in that school and impute inside of your school. When you advertise your own school and you bring in things that are not in other schools to your own school, believe me, people will start coming to your school, because everybody wants standard. Human being, the economists have told us that the desire, the want of a man is unlimited, Because people will keep desiring, whether we like it or not. People will say, oh, we have economic recession, we don't have money, this. But believe me, people will buy. People will buy. Anything you do of good quality, people will buy. While in the place of recession, everybody is still screaming, there is no money, economy is good, people will buy. Because you know what, people want to, people want to associate themselves with standard. People want to stay with standard. There is a king in you, and that is what God is looking for. He's not just happy that most of us are just playing ourselves, playing church, doing religion, doing irrelevant things that had nothing to do with what he brought you here for. He brought you here for a purpose, for you to better the earth, for you to be for him to be glorified in you, for you to use your ideas to better the earth. So one of the kings in us, the one I talked about yesterday, was what I called 1, talents, 2, giftings, and today I talked about what? I talked about passion. I talked about your potentials. I talked about potentials. I think we're going to continue this tomorrow. I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to talk about passion. I have a lot to talk about visions. I have a lot to talk about your goals. Let's all wake up. Are you not tired? Like seriously, are you not tired of running this rat race every day? You wake up 6 o'clock, you're at the office, 10 p.m. you are back, all your body, you are tired. You are tired, and it was as if this whole suffering is on your shoulders. You can't carry it anymore. You are asking God, where are you? Oh my God. And why did you abandon me? You are wicked, God. This. Well, you know what? God will not respond to you. He will not answer you, because he's waiting for you to, understand what you are carrying, understand yourself, understand that he has given you everything that pertains to life and godliness. Understand how much you are carrying, that there is a king in you. Uchenna Okore, thank you for joining. God bless you. Oluchi, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video, invite your friends. There is a king in all of us. There is a king in all of us. Let me see if I can read some of the comments. There is a king in you and I. So let's all wake up. Let's all wake up. Let's all wake up. Don't stop sharing. Don't stop sharing. Ma Ifoma is saying, hello, Queen Gift. Hello, Ma. Okay. Drop your comments. Sister, that's right. Beautiful. Thank you, Ma. God bless you. I'm going to read your comments. Please drop your comments. Mrs. Ifoma is also saying, and most of us got certificates that are useless to us today due to ignorance. You can imagine. This is amazing. Thank you, Ma. She said most of us got certificates that are useless. Oh, God have mercy. A lot of people have certificates today. It's not if they're not even using it. You can't even imagine a doctor is working in a bank. Somebody studied medicine for 6 years, and because there is no job, the only place he was able to get a job, because he had a friend working there, and the friend has position, is in the bank. What a country. So for us to build a better country in any country, for us to get a better country, we have to have people who realize the kings in them. The kings in them will make everybody's hands to be on deck, such that we will not be running after acquiring the certificates that will be useless at the end of the day. But the 6 years that people would have been using to chase medicine because it's lucrative is the same 6 years, Jesus. The same 6 years they would have put their whole time, they would have put their whole energy studying so much in the aspects that they have passion for. It pains me so much to see that Africans, a lot of us have lost it. A lot of us have forgotten. You know, the guys who I told you about, who were telling me that they want to do drugs, you know, because life in Nigeria is hectic, blah, 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 blah. They thought that the life in Europe is even better. They thought that when they get to Europe, they are going to pluck money from trees. All lies. They don't know that it's all lies, because we all thought same that, oh, Europe is full of gold. You even trade on gold. You walk on gold. Everywhere it's, you know, beautiful, rosy. You just turn here, money is here, money is there. It's a lie. It's all a mirage. It's all something they painted a beautiful picture for you, but when you come inside, you will understand the reality. You will understand that some of the people who after they've stayed in Europe for a long time, maybe a period of 5 years, when they return back, they start feeling like big boys, because they want to paint a picture for you that Europe, they plug money from the tree. But some of these people are even gardeners. Some of them are cleaners. These are what they do to get money. That money they are spending when they come back home, they are making you feel they are big boys in Europe. It's the money they worked for. It's the money they worked for. You know? So people do not understand. The 6 years they were busy chasing certificates, chasing wrong certificate that they have, their passion, their dream, their potential, their purpose is not in. That 6 years they would have invested into what they have passion doing. They would have invested it into that thing, studying so much. Studying so much. So much. Jesus said, the Bible says, study to show yourself approved. Do you know what that quotation means to me? Do you know what it means to me? It means to me, study so much that nobody in that aspect of life can beat you. Study so much that you can have products. You can have results of what you have studied. To show yourself approved. That you can stand in a world stage and say, yes, I did it. If you have passion for Olympic, you have passion to go into sports and all that, rehearse and practice like no other. That person that is the world best today can never remain the world best forever. The only difference between the both of you is time. That person is putting his or her time into that aspect of life that he or she has passion for. Whereas you are thinking, oh, I'm going to get there someday, I'm going to get there someday. What you are doing is like wishes. It's like, oh, you are thinking it's going to happen by magic. You have forgotten that life is governed by principles. You have forgotten that life is governed by principles. Thank you so much, Ma, for that beautiful one there. Some of the teachers I have in class, they are teachers, but you know, some of them are not even happy doing what they're doing. Because believe me, it is not what they hope to do. It wasn't what they wished for themselves. It wasn't what, they didn't see it coming. When they were growing up, they have beautiful memories about how their life is going to turn out. They have beautiful pictures painted out there, how they want to live their life, how they want to beautify the earth, how they're going to contribute to the earth, because they lose focus. And then they began to chase certificates, and after certificate, they see that, oh, there is no job in my country, let me do something to get money and start working on my dreams. Story for the gods. Before you know it, they got into the teaching, the school system, and started teaching until today. They are teachers. It's as if tomorrow is going to be better, but believe me, it's not getting better. And they totally forgot about their dreams and their visions. And that is why sometimes when why do you wonder that sometimes when people go to class, teachers just pick offense at every slight mistake of a child. That teacher just picks offense and, you know, stumble on the child and just finish the child either with insult or with cane. For those of us that are in Africa, the teacher will so beat that child. See, it is not because what the child did to the teacher is so painful. It is because of the depression. The depression that she wasn't supposed to be where she is. So she had no other alternative than to be there. So any little thing, she transfers the aggression of the depression she's already feeling on top of our innocent children. So you see people get certificates and they don't do anything with it. I don't know how many people will walk up to Bill Gates and say, because you don't have certificate, step down as the richest man in the world. Warren Buffett, because you don't have certificate, you can't be a businessman. Sit down. Well, I don't know how many people will say, Mark Zuckerberg, because you left Harvard University, you did not complete your school, you don't have certificate, you are not qualified to own Facebook, so step down. And nobody can do that. The guy discovered the king in him and he paid attention. He gave it more time than the certificate his friends were busy chasing. Yes, he was in Harvard University together with them, but you know what he was doing? He found passion. He found the king in him. And he built the king in him to spring up, to wake up. He wanted the king in him to shine forth, to show forth the glory that was in him. He wanted to elevate his name. He wanted to better where he is. He wanted to also better the world. He wanted to help people. And today, me and you, we are enjoying his products because he allowed the king in him to what? To be visible. He worked on the king in him. My husband, Clemsy Clement, said, because of the desires to get certificates, more than half of Earth's population have become completely ignorant of the purpose for which they exist. Jesus, you can't imagine. More than half of us do not know what we are here for. More than half of us do not know that we are kings, that the people we are worshiping, the men and women we are all wishing and desiring to be like, we have been made even to be greater than them. We have been even made to be greater than them. Oh, Jesus. Mrs. Ufoma said, hallelujah, amen, ma. And she said, oh, yes, our only limitation is our mind. Yes, the mind of a slave will always be a slave. Abdul says, you are really trying. Thank you, Abdul, for that. God bless you. Well, Mrs. Ifoma said, yes, doctors are bankers, engineers are teachers. So much error in society, you can imagine. So much error indeed in society. People study different courses and then find themselves doing something else because there is no job in that field of life. So the only thing they get is another thing they never bargained for. You think everybody in mass communication, everybody in telecommunication, or actually have the certificate for telecommunication? No. It is because some of them just got their friends, or the person who owns the telecommunication are their friends. They got there, they just dumped their certificates, dumped their engineering certificate or teacher certificate they got, or whatever doctor degree they got, and they got into telecommunication. Everybody started working in telecommunication today. And, they began to train them on how to talk and all that. Today they can give news, some of them are writers, some of them are editors. Not because they really want to do it, but because there's no job in the country. So everybody must survive. Yeah, the survivor mentality. God have mercy. My husband is saying that is why our world is chaotic. Square pegs are in round holes. Oh yes, and vice versa. Doctors are bankers, engineers are teachers. What a word. What a word indeed. Mrs. Ufoma say, I tell you, Pastor Clem. Okay, that's for Pastor Clem. You can imagine. Hello, Benny Gibb. Thank you for joining. Hello, Sir Paul. Ifeanyi, thank you for joining. You can imagine the error in the society today. A big time error. People are, chasing shadows. People are chasing shadows, doing irrelevant things. Back in the 70s, in the 60s, and all that, people were not having good movies to watch. There are a lot of technologies people use to act movies today are not there. We're not there. Those technologies have not been produced. But today, we can confidently watch most movies. Of course, not the I don't want to talk about the Nigeria African magic thing. It's well, we are growing. Most people confidently watch other countries' movies, and they feel like it's so real. They feel reality in the movie. You know why? Because of the instruments that people have discovered that they use in acting that movies. People sat down and imagined. They brought their imagination to reality. They put their time to develop that thing, and they acted those movies, and it looked to you like real. That's why you see they captivate people. When you watch those movies, those movies captivate you that you want to go and check for series 1, series 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. You can't wait to finish. You want to see the end of the movie, because the movie, everything is too perfect to you. It's too beautiful. It's too awesome. You couldn't stand the standard. The standard was too high, and that's why some people don't watch African magic. They say they are too local. They don't have enough materials, enough this to make good movies. But somebody there can make something better that can improve the African magic world. Yes. And it is time we all start paying. Let's not neglect the movie world. You know why? Because there are a lot of people who learn faster by watching movies. There are a lot of people who learn faster by, listening, sitting down to listen, not just, reading. Some people cannot assimilate properly by reading. Sitting down and just reading for hours is boring to them. But somebody can sit down and watch something interesting for more than the 24 hours without getting tired, without even feeling hungry. So if anybody has passion in that aspect, you can turn the movie world, the videography world into teaching world. We'll start making movies, intellectual movies that will teach people. Children will sit down and learn at ease. Children will assimilate faster. Do you know about Albert Einstein? When Albert Einstein was a little boy, the story had it that Albert Einstein was a dull boy. He was too dull to assimilate what the teachers were teaching him. He was the dullest in the class. He was too dull that he was expelled from his class. The teachers even said that this guy cannot amount to anything in life, because they were looking at his ability to assimilate like every other child, every other children there. But what happened? The mother picked Albert Einstein and began to teach Albert Einstein herself. And only God knows how she did it. If she did it through videographies, if she did it with so much love and patience, how she was able to incorporate Albert Einstein's memory such that Albert Einstein became one of the greatest scientists that has ever lived. This was a boy who the whole world has written off and said, oh, this guy cannot amount to anything. So if we start thinking about the movie world, how we can use it to educate people, how people can assimilate at ease, not just for those children who can assimilate by a teacher standing in their front, beautiful. What we need is a psychologist that can come to a class, monitor monitor a group of students for a period of 1 week or 2. When that psychologist monitors 10 group of students studying under one teacher for a period of 2 weeks, psychologist will be able to pick out few students who cannot assimilate the same way as others are assimilating by a teacher standing in their front. They will pick that group of students. It doesn't mean they are dull students. What it means that is not their pattern to learn faster. That is not it doesn't mean they are illiterate. It doesn't mean they cannot amount to anything. No child is born empty. The only thing is pattern, ways on how they can assimilate is way different. So when the psychologist picks out these children from the class, he separates them from other children, puts them in a separate class, and now begin to teach them with videographies. The same thing that these people are learning with a physical teacher teaching, these other students are learning with videos. You could see, you will be amazed how much these other ones you think they were dull will learn. They will learn fast. When a teacher was teaching them, they weren't assimilating faster. But you see now, bringing videos into it, you could see that they are learning even faster with objects. So we have to start thinking the whole educational system don't have to remain the same pattern for life. We don't have to force students to learn under a physical human being standing in their front for the rest of their life. Because it was a pattern doesn't mean it is totally truth. It is totally right. And when students are failing in your class, do not say it's because they are dull. Why not get a psychiatrist? Why not get somebody a psychologist who can read people at every point of their life? So after the students taking the class from the teacher, you can watch the way they play, you can watch what they can grab, if they grab by objects, if they grab by play, what is it, how do they learn faster? And by the time you separate a class of 20, you separate them into pieces, knowing that these people learn by a physical human. No, these people learn by audio. These people learn by play. These people learn by object. These people learn by videography. You are building a nation. The same thing is being splitted in different ways, and everybody is getting it at ease. We won't have, we won't have problem flogging children, saying that this one is dull, this one is not. Children will be learning at ease. Children will be learning at ease. So imagine if you have a school and your school runs in this pattern. Believe me, people will start withdrawing their children from other schools to come to your school, because you have children at heart. You have education at heart. It's your passion to better everybody's IQs. It's your passion. So you want to better the educational system. So when you are building a school, you are building with an idea on how to build personalities, on how to build people who can have beautiful initiatives that can better your country, that can better the country that you came from, that can better the whole universe, that can contribute to humanity. Thank you so much, Mr. Pius, for joining. Thank you so much, Suzanne. Oh, thank you for joining. Tommy Salo. Thank you for joining, Ma. I think she's from Sweden also. Finland, I think, Finland. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video. Invite your friends. So this thing will make people learn at ease. This thing, if we understand, if we can start thinking about how to run the political nature of our country, not the normal pattern we use. We dissolve the whole pattern and think of a way that it can be better. It will better every sphere of life. Will better every sphere of life. And people will be doing what they are supposed to do at ease. And the whole nation will be developed. You and I can change the world. You and I can change the world. And that is why I titled this program Building Minds. I am trying to build minds. I want us to rub minds together. I want us to come to an understanding. I want us to realize the kings living in us. Those ideas that are dropping, you did not bring it. God put it there so that you can change something in any sphere of life you have passion for. Come on, we can do it. We can put smiles in people's faces. We can better the world. We can glorify God. I think my time is up. We will continue tomorrow, guys. If you did not watch the one of yesterday, you can check it out. right there on my Facebook page, Topsy Gifts, and you can check my YouTube as well, Topsy Gifts, and check the topic we did yesterday, The King in You, part 1, and this is part 2. Maybe we'll have part 3 tomorrow, because we'll look for an idea on how to better other sphere of life. I just talked about education, how we can better it. Excuse me, how we can be split into parts and people learn at ease, and even the teachers have rest. Teachers do work at ease, you know, not having to have mixed humans in class, and you are trying to suit this person, you're trying to suit this person, and believe me, you can't do it all alone. You are going to be worn out. That is why people are frustrated becoming a teacher, because it's taxing. Because mixed humans are in class and they are not getting what she's saying or he is saying the same way. But you and I can think on how to better that educational, part of Nigeria, of Africa as well, and the whole world. So I hope somebody have learned something. I hope you have learned something. I hope Building Minds has been able to inspire you, raising and bringing out the kings living inside of us all today. So don't stop sharing. Thank you so much for all of you who shared. God bless you. Thank you so much for those of you who commented, and those of you who are going to share later. Thank you so much. I am all humbled by your presence. Believe me, I am really grateful. I'm really, really grateful. God really bless you. And so I will see you guys tomorrow if possible, because I am in Pastor Sunday at Delaja's house, and I'm hoping to travel tomorrow. So I don't know if I can come tomorrow. If not, then we'll do it another day. We'll continue another day. So thank you so much, guys. And I'm also using this opportunity to thank DSA, Dr. Sunday Adelaja, because he had really inspired us. He had really brought out the king in us. He had really taught us what life is all about, and how we can better the earth, and how we can become personalities, on how we can really glorify God, bringing his will to earth. So, okay guys, so have a blessed week ahead. So guys, bye.